Hi guys, Happy New Year everyone. This is perhaps going to be the most important video that I'll make this year because in this video I'm going to tackle one of the biggest challenges that many people face at the start of each year, which is how to avoid falling into a slump and staying on track with your goals. If you're like me, you might have made a ton of plans for this year. You had a list of all the things that you're going to do, but as the days rolled by, you're back to work or you're back to school and you're looking for this feeling of excitement and motivation, but it just isn't there. You told yourself that this year everything is going to be different. But no, actually, it's exactly the same. It's exactly the same as every other year before. I feel kind of tired. I don't know what to do. And if things stay this way, then it's going to be just like the last year. This feeling sucks, but it doesn't have to be this way. There are so many things that you can do to start this year energetically and to stay on track with your goals. So here is a list of practical things that I'm doing right now and that you can do right away to avoid falling into a slump and to stay on track with your goals. The first one is to change up your morning routine. If you don't have a morning routine yet, start one. With a ton of things to do on your list, your mind is already grappling with a lot. By having a morning routine, at least when you wake up in the morning, you don't need to think about what you need to do. Instead, you can just automatically go through the steps until you're awake. This is my latest routine. Wake up, wash my face, put on my contacts, go for a 15-minute walk around the block to soak up the freezing and fresh air, go back, boil water for coffee, grind coffee, make bed, then drink coffee while reading. At the moment, by the way, I'm reading The Richest Man in Babylon and I highly recommend it. Then take a shower. Then I start working. If you already have a routine, then try and change things up a bit by introducing something new to the routine, even something as small as the order in which you do things or what you drink in the morning. You signal to yourself that things are different, things are changing. And if you don't have a morning routine yet, then just start one. There are a lot of examples on YouTube of how people do it, and everyone swears by their method. But there's no right way to do it. It can be as short, as long, as simple, or as complicated as you want it to be. There are just two conditions. One, it has to work for you, as in put you in the right mood to start a productive day. And two, it has to be fun and easy to do so it doesn't become a burden. By the way, let me know in the comments what your morning routine is if you already have one. I'd really love to know. The second tip for staying on track with your goals is to make a monthly plan. And I'm going to tell you specifically why monthly is important. I know that there are a lot of things that you want to do this year, but where people oftentimes fail is when it gets to the execution phase. Plans and goals easily get lost once you get busy with work or with your studies. So the only way to keep on track with all these goals is to transfer these things that you need to do to a monthly plan. You need to schedule everything that you do if you really want to stay on track. If, for example, you want to get a new job or move to a different company, that can easily happen within 1 month, a few months, or a year, all depending on how you go about it. Take your goal, then decide all the things that you need to get done within the next month and schedule all the things that you need to get done within the next month. And make sure that the steps you derived from your goal are correct, meaning that they are the right steps that will lead you to your goal. Schedule these as appointments with yourself in your calendar. You can plan them far ahead, as in several months from now. But the biggest impact that you can achieve is if you schedule things within 1 month from now. And if you stick to your schedule and not ignore the things you promised to do to yourself, then you will definitely continue staying on track. But that's one big challenge, right? Okay, so we've got everything scheduled into the monthly calendar, but how to actually stick to it and not ignore it? It's so easy to just skip something we put into our calendar, especially if it's an appointment with yourself. That brings me to the next tip, which is tip number 3, to stay on track with your goals, which is to make use of the grand gesture. A grand gesture, in very simple terms, is to do something significant, grand, radically different from the usual way. A way that makes you feel that the thing that you're doing is extremely important, which it is, so that you get an extra dose of motivation and energy from it. I first read about about the grand gesture in Cal Newport's book, Deep Work. And if you want to know more details, you can watch this video I made about the grand gesture here. For example, you might not get yourself to exercise, but then you invest into some equipment to help you get more excited about exercising. For example, a pair of running shoes. And this costs you more than you would normally spend on shoes. And you kind of trick yourself into thinking, well, I spent so much on this. This must be really important and I can't let it go to waste. If this thing I bought is of such high quality, then the thing I'm working on, this exercising thing, must be really important. This is more psychological than anything, and the key to make it work is to use this sparingly. If you spend extra money on everything, then it's not a grand gesture anymore, then it's just increasing your overall expenses. It has to make you feel like you're doing something extraordinary, something that makes your goal or project feel even more special and important. For me, one thing that has worked very well is to buy high-quality, expensive notebooks. I would say that I am quite frugal. I don't buy a lot of stuff and really watch my budget and spending. But I make it a point to buy really good notebooks when I start the new year, a new chapter in my life, or even a new project. I even spend quite some time to find the perfect notebook because I'll be working with it for a long time. My favorite notebooks are moleskine notebooks. I love how they look, how smooth the paper is, how the pages lay flat when you open the notebook. And this is not sponsored, by the way. And they are crazy expensive. These cost around $20 to $30, whereas I could just as easily use a $1 or $2 notepad or even a digital document. But I can't tell you how useful this has been to me. Every time I'm working on something really important, like my book that I started writing last year, I get a new moleskine notebook and spend those $30. I note all my plans, my progress, my milestones, challenges, schedules into that notebook. And because it was an expensive notebook and it feels so precious, I don't ignore it. Every day I work on it, I write in it, I adjust my plans, I review my progress. And I know it might sound a bit strange, but the thing is that human beings are strange and we have our idiosyncrasies. We have to work with them instead of against them. So you can apply a grand gesture that works specifically for you. Something that you would normally not do, that feels like a big investment without breaking the bank, that makes you feel that this is an important goal that you can't ignore. But in case you think that buying the perfect notebook is something that could work for you as well and you want to know exactly which ones I use, then check out the link in the descriptions below. There's one more thing that could help you if you really feel challenged staying on track with your goals, and that is coaching. Sometimes you just need someone to listen to you, talk through your challenges with you, and help you to come up with a plan. I've recently opened my career coaching schedule for this year on my website, so if you want to work with me, the link is in the descriptions below. So check that out in case you're interested. Also, if you haven't set up any goals for this year yet because you don't know where to start, you don't feel motivated to set goals, then this video here might help you. I wish you a productive and successful new year, guys. Thank you so much for watching and see you again soon.